Welcome to the Rural Revival Podcast. I'm your host, Dana Larson. Today we're with Michelle Hamilton of Dandelion Naturals in Hayfield, Minnesota. After 21 years in nursing, Michelle took a leap of faith 2 years ago and started making all-natural soap and selling it at farmers markets. This business that started in her kitchen has now grown to an extensive product line and its own Main Street commercial building. We're talking about how she's managed growth in a business that has exploded almost overnight, the importance of being passionate about what you do, keeping the right mindset, and more. Before we get started, I want to give you a heads up that we've got a sale coming your way. It's our Black Friday sale where we offer our website design kits at half off. And here's why people love our website design kits. They're easy to edit, they're fully customizable, and they're 100% DIY. This means that with the help of our tutorial videos, you'll learn step-by-step how to edit on your own so you can have the freedom as a small business owner to update your website whenever you need. It truly is a win-win for you and for your business. We only do this sale once a year, so don't miss out. Go to brandedbyruralrevival.co to find the design kit that's right for you. And now, here we go with Michelle. Okay, well, we're here with Michelle Hamilton of Dandelion Naturals in Hayfield, Minnesota. Michelle, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Me too. Tell us a little bit about you. Is this your hometown?
It is not my hometown. I am originally from north central Iowa, Algona, Iowa to be specific. But this is home. We've lived here since 2001 in Rochester, Minnesota, which is about a half hour from here. We moved to Hayfield about 10 years ago. We bought an acreage north of town. So this is definitely home.
Awesome. I love it. So you, I'm guessing, probably moved to Rochester because you were a nurse.
That's right. I got my nursing license in the early 2001, actually.
Okay.
That feels like a long time ago. My husband and I got married in 2001, and shortly after that, we moved to Rochester. I had my LPN at that time and started working and just progressed. And I got my RN, and then I got my BSN. And I stopped practicing, I think, in 2022 when I started this gig.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what led you from being a nurse to going into the natural soap business?
That's a loaded question. It all started back in 2011.
Okay.
2011. I had a visit with a holistic chiropractor in Rochester. His name was Chris, wonderful guy. Introduced me to Whole Foods, and it just literally opened up my whole world to natural living. And then it led us to an acreage. You know, we have apple trees, we have vegetable garden, we have chickens, the whole thing. I mean, it's a whole process, but it really started back in 2011 with that visit. And then as a nurse, I started kind of seeing like there's so much more that we can do with root cause, getting to the root of what's causing the problem. And in my practice, I just felt like we were just kind of throwing meds at it and not really understanding things. So there's so much we can do with what God has given us.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'm very passionate about what I'm doing.
So awesome. So you took the leap into doing this full time.
Yes.
What was that like? Was this something that you had thought out of as a business for a while, or?
No, not at all. My husband actually thought I was crazy. I came to him in January of 2022, and I said, I'm going to make soap for a living. He's like, okay, Michelle. And I taught myself how to make soap. I had never made soap. And that's where it all started with. I read, I don't know how many books, a good handful of books front to back. It was like I was in nursing school. I was completely immersed in it. And I did that. I watched videos, and then I was like, all right, I'm ready. I was like February 14th of 2022, I made my first batch of soap. It was Valentine's Day. I was so excited. And it started literally in our kitchen, in our farmhouse. And then it moved into our dining room. And then before I knew it, we were overtaking 2 levels of our home.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, this is growing and it's not efficient process. No experience with this sort of thing. So then we decided to move the whole business to the basement of our farmhouse. Just kind of got all of our personal items out of there. I think it was about an 800 square foot space. And we made that work for about a year. And we
Oh
grew
my
out of that
goodness.
space. So,
So you started making soap, and then how did you start selling it? Was it farmers markets? Was it other stuff?
That's a great question. So we hired a team in Rochester, Next Gen Marketing. They're amazing. Andrew and his brother are the owner. They help us build a website. So I knew first, and I don't know why I had these ideas or where they came from, but I just knew we needed for an online presence to have a stellar website and stellar branding.
Yeah.
So we hired them to build our website. I hired I can't remember the name of the gal that wrote all of our product descriptions. What are they called?
Copywriters?
Copywriter. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was a nurse. I was like, what's a copywriter? I was learning literally everything.
Yeah.
It was super challenging but exciting to me. I love that kind of challenge. So we had the website built, and then we hired Curve Marketing in Rochester. Dina is the owner there, amazing team there. They did our branding for us, our logo, our brand colors, all of it. And that was so much fun because they came to me with 30 different logos and they like presented it to me, and I'm like, nope, nope, nope. And then I saw our logo and I'm like, that's it.
Wow.
So that was fun. So we started with that. The photography I knew was also important. We hired a photographer. And then, yeah, we just started going to markets. Our very first market was Marigold Days here locally in Manorville, Minnesota. Huge success. It was so exciting. And then, yeah, we had our website sales and everything has just kind of exploded from there. But we've done
Wow.
a ton of markets. I think that's been a key to our success
Okay.
is in-person markets. I think the first year, I don't remember how many we did, but it was an insane amount.
Wow.
But I felt like that was kind of our boots on the ground, getting our
Yeah.
product out there, talking to customers, interacting with them. The smell of our soaps are very different. We only use essential oils, and that draws people in and it starts a conversation about why our soaps are different, why they're natural, and what makes them natural. So,
I want to talk about that in a second.
yes.
But how far were you willing to go for a farmer's market?
Oh, man. Our farthest show that we've gone to Chicago. We did that this spring. We went to the One of a Kind show. Logistically, that was kind of I don't want to be negative, but it was difficult. It was like in downtown Chicago.
Wow.
So we had gotten a trailer, and my husband and my daughter came along, and we're like, "What are we doing?" But we've also gone to Omaha. We go to Sioux Falls. Those are more around the holidays.
Sure.
But locally, we try to stay local. We go up to Minneapolis, St. Paul area quite a bit, Northfield, which is like 45 minutes from here. So we have a lot of amazing opportunities for markets in Minnesota, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah. So good. So going back to the all natural thing, why
Yes.
was that important to you?
Well, so first of all, the all natural term is really, in my opinion, not very well, it's not regulated. It's a very loose term.
Yeah.
So I will go and look at another product. It'll say it's all natural. I'll look at the ingredients. I'm like, this is not all natural. So it's just kind of, it's a loose term. So I remember when I was starting, I had to decide specifically on the scent. Scent is a nostalgic thing for people. Almond, for example, that's not a natural scent. Do almonds smell? No, they don't.
I did not know this.
Yes. So almonds, the scent is a synthetic fragrance. It's man-made. It's not an extraction from an almond. So I had to decide right early on in my business, am I going to include fragrance oils, which are synthetic man-made? And there's safer fragrance oils out there now that are phthalate-free, paraben-free. So do I want to include those along with essential oils, which are extractions from plants only, or just do essential oils only? And it was a really, really hard decision because I knew some of those nostalgic scents, from our childhood or from our past, they're not included in that essential oil family. But I decided to do that, and I'm really glad I did. And I feel like that's one of the things that helps us stand apart from other competition.
Absolutely. So you started out with soaps. What did you expand into next?
I think after our bar soap, I started working on medicinal salves and balms. I think our first product was our all-purpose salve, which is really great salve. You take 8 different types of plant medicine, and infuse that in oil for like 8 weeks. And it just becomes this beautiful green, herbaceous looking oil. And it's full of the medicine from the plant. And then you strain that and you add beeswax to make it a salve so that you can spread that on your skin. So we started doing that, and I think we have a line of 6 different options there. And then I don't remember what came next, but we offer lip balms and laundry soap. Laundry soap is our number one selling product right now. Shampoo and conditioner bars. And yeah, that's crazy. I can't even think of all those things.
It's
We
okay.
make a
Go
lot
to
of
the
things.
website,
Yeah,
everybody. It's
yeah.
all there's so many cool things there. Um, this business, it amazes me that when I look at your website and all that you offer and see the number of employees that you have, that you just started in 2022, this has exploded. What has that been like for you?
We hear that from people, and I don't. I I see it, I believe it, but I've never experienced anything like this. We don't have experience in small business ownership. So it's literally like my husband says, he's like, this kind of has taken on a mind of its own. And we're just trying to keep up with it and trying to figure out how to scale up and be more efficient and just keep up with it. It's kind of hard to explain,
Yeah.
really.
Wow. So you don't have a physical storefront. You mostly just, if people want to see you in person, they can go to the farmers markets. Otherwise, everything's sold online.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
So we have several different arms for sales currently. We have our direct to consumer sales through our website, which we have seen grow tremendously. I think our sales are up 800% from last year, which is wild to me. Um, we are on Fair, which is a wholesale website.
Yep.
We've grown tremendously on there as well. We sell our products. I think we're in 38 different states for retailers that carry our products for like wholesales. So our goal by the end of the year is to reach all 50 states, but I don't know if that'll happen. We'll see. And then the in-person events we do as well. At the end of July of this year, we purchased a commercial building on Main Street in Hayfield. That opportunity kind of fell in our lap. We weren't really looking for it. We had always envisioned having some sort of building on our farm, our property, where we housed our production and maybe like a farm store. But I don't know that my husband ever shared that vision with me. He's like, "Are you sure you want our business on our property?" So anyway, this building came open. Long story short, we got the building. We moved in, I don't know, in September maybe. So it's still fresh.
Yeah.
So we demoed the whole main level of this building. It's a 2-story brick building. It's beautiful. It was built in 1938. It used to be the old newspaper office. On the main level of this property they had this huge printing press.
Yeah.
And the cement footings are still there. So we demoed that all out. We kept all the relics that we could. And we're trying to find a general contractor currently to put that main level back together. And then we will have a retail store. We'll have a storefront.
Awesome.
And our local community is so excited. On a weekly basis, they're like, "When is your store opening?" And I thought when we bought the building in July that we would just, do what we needed to do, put it back together, and start a store.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. So we moved our business to the upper level, which is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. It's pretty big, and it's working out for our production space currently. But more to come on that. So we're excited.
That's awesome. So before you were here, you were doing all this out of your basement still?
Yes.
Wow.
Which actually blows my mind now
Yeah.
that we're in this building. Because I think this building is around 5,000 square feet. And the space that I was in my basement, like I said, I think it was about 800 square feet. And when the movers moved us from our house to this building, they just kept moving stuff in, and I'm like, where was all that housed in our little basement? So, but we made it work. So,
Amazing. So you were doing this solo for quite a while. At what point were you like, I got to have some help?
it's a great question. And that was a hard one for me too, because I have created everything, literally everything from the ground up for this business. So it was kind of a vulnerable spot for me, to just kind of give some of that over. But I knew if I didn't, I would not be able to continue to grow. So I was fortunate enough, I think last summer, folks that I knew, women, just said, hey, we're available. We'll help you out. So we started with that. We had 3 gals that were just helping us out kind of on a weekly as needed basis. And then when we moved here, I was like, okay, we need consistent help. So we actually moved into this building and I hired new staff. So we're like trying to like get production back up and running. I'm trying to train new staff. It was a very hectic summer, but also the new staff that we have are amazing and we're so blessed. They've been instrumental in helping us to stay on top of production. So I laugh all the time. I'm like, there's no way I could do this by myself anymore. So I'm very
Yeah,
grateful.
amazing. So, what have been some of your keys to hiring staff or finding the right people? Because I think as entrepreneurs, it's so hard to just let go of all the things that we're doing ourselves because we know it, right? And
Yep.
so to trust somebody else with that and hand it over is a little bit hard.
It's very hard. Honestly, I prayed about it and I have a gut instinct about things, I think. I have
Uh-huh.
this like sixth sense, that emotional intelligence, it's one of my strong suits. And so I really can pick up on things. I don't know. So I feel like that really helped me pick out good candidates for this job. And it was weird because one of the gals that works here, she gave me her schedule of when she was not available. And I was looking at it and I'm like, that's weird. That's the same schedule that we have for our daughter. And my
Huh.
daughter's 5. She's in kindergarten. She goes to a small private school a couple miles from here. And I asked her, I was like, where do your kids go to school? And she told me it was the same school. And I was like, no way. And it's a small school. I'm like, how have we not run into each other before?
Yeah.
And she found us on Indeed. So I
Nice.
really feel like that was an answer to prayer. And then the other gal that works with us pretty routinely, she was referred to me from a friend that used to be a colleague. And she was looking, and that was a big answer to prayer for her, too. So
Wow.
we have a wonderful, wonderful team right now. So,
So good.
yeah.
What has this learning curve been like for you? I mean, wow.
It's, as a nurse, I've told people that have asked me the same question. I would get into a new position, I would learn everything about the job that I could. And I just love learning. I love a challenge. And I don't know, a few months, 6 months later, after I would really get immersed into this role, I would get bored.
Yeah.
And then I just felt like I was on a hamster wheel all the time. But with this job, I never, ever am bored. I feel challenged all the time. There's been some super, super long days and long weeks, long months. But my husband is super supportive, very supportive. So I don't think I could do this without his support. But he has his own full time career and he helps out with Dandelion Naturals as much as he can. I think our goal is eventually to get him on here with me, like a partnership together,
Awesome.
running this thing. So, and I don't know when we'll know when the right time is.
Yeah.
I think it'll feel right.
Yeah.
I don't think we're quite there yet. It's that is super scary because he carries our insurance and
Yes.
does all the things, but we'll know. So,
Yeah. Absolutely. So, entrepreneurship is kind of in your family history, though, too. Tell us a little bit about that. We actually found out, side note, that your grandparents lived about 10 miles from where I live.
yes, I love that. I just love that. So, my dad grew up in early Iowa, and we had taken a tour of that not long ago after my grandmother passed away. And my dad was just showing me all around town and all the things that he remembers from his childhood. And his dad, and I believe So it'd be my great grandfather. They had a small grocery store in Early, Iowa it was family run. And I just think, man, that is so cool because I would love to have a unit of commercial refrigeration in our storefront. I have not looked into all the rules and regulations on that, but I would love to have a place for people to come and buy like farm grown, eggs and raw milk. Raw milk's not legal in Minnesota, I don't think, but
Yet. No.
yeah, I would love it if it was. But just, like sauerkraut and kombucha and just all those nourishing, wonderful foods.
Yeah.
It's not something that's available here. You'd have to drive to Rochester to get that. But anyway, yeah, that was in my history. But other than that, we don't have any other entrepreneurs in our family. So I'm not sure if that spirit comes from my grandfathers or not, but I would like to say it does.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that, was it your grandpa that's been a big inspiration to you?
My
too?
grandma.
Your grandma. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Grandma Elaine, she passed away when I was a freshman in college. I went to Buena Vista University in Storm Lake, Iowa. My freshman and sophomore year, I chose to go there because it was 20 miles from where they lived. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just was like, oh, I'm going to go to college, be by my grandparents. They're good people. I love them so much. And then after she passed, I finished my sophomore year, and then I switched to nursing after that. But she was instrumental in my life in more ways than I can ever even imagine. I actually named my daughter after her. My daughter's name's Elena. But my grandma was just a very strong Christian and a very hard worker, and she just loved people. She was just beautiful. She taught me how to cook. She was kind, but she was also stern when she needed to be stern. And I miss her so much. I can't wait to see her again. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
What advice would you have for somebody thinking about stepping out and starting that small business?
That's a tough one to answer because I didn't really have a roadmap myself.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I got like to where I'm at. I really don't. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how you go from, this point to this point. A lot of it like it was prayer, instinct, I think, and just having good solid judgment on being reasonable. And I asked so many questions. I sought out other people that have already been here. I'm not afraid to ask questions. It's very
Yeah.
humbling to be in that position. Because if you don't make mistakes, you're not going to succeed. And I expected to make mistakes, and I have made mistakes. Oh gosh, and it's okay. So you
Yeah.
just got to keep moving forward and like try to refigure, okay, this isn't working. What could we try now? And just keep moving forward
Yeah.
and believe in what you're doing. I feel like you really got to be super passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah.
I've met other small business owners that it was interesting. I met this gentleman that he made a comment about his product, and he's like, I would never buy my product. And it kind of took me off guard because I'm like, wait, what? Like
Yeah.
you don't believe in your product, and you have to believe in your product. Like what keeps you going at the end of the day? So that's the best advice that I can give.
So good. What have been some of the key lessons that you learned along this journey, good or bad?
Oh, that it's definitely going to take time.
Yeah.
I remember the days that when we first started, like days would go by where I didn't get a sale online,
Yeah.
and that's normal. And again, there was no roadmap for this, and it's like, is this thing going to succeed or not? I remember specifically the day. I remember the sun was shining. I was heading east. I was in my car, and I don't remember how many months. I think it had been over a year where I finally felt, and I called my husband because I was crying, and I don't know what it was. But I finally realized, like, we're actually doing this thing. Like, this is
Wow.
working. This is my job. This is Dandelion Naturals. And because, like, I was always, like, holding on to a cliff, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It's scary, but if you don't do it, you don't know if you're going to
Right.
succeed or not, you know? And it's not like I just went out there and I was irresponsible about it. I mean, I like to say that we've made responsible decisions along the way, and there's a ton of decisions that had to be made. Um, but yeah, we're doing this thing and it's so fun. And even buying this building this summer, I'm like,
Yeah.
is this the right time? I don't know. And now I'm like, yes, it's the right time. We're good. What's next?
Yeah.
You know?
You just have to
So,
step out and see.
yes. Yep.
I think mindset is so important, especially when you're starting out, because if you don't have the right mindset, that can really hinder your business. So, do you feel like there were any keys to keeping your head in the right place and having faith through those early months where there were days when you didn't get a sale?
Yes. First, don't compare yourself to anybody else because what is that called? Imposter syndrome, I think.
Yeah.
Um, you just need to keep focused. You need to figure out what is your business all about, what makes you unique, what is Dandelion Naturals, and don't, change with the tide. Just stay solid to what you are doing. Put your blinders on, unfollow people on social media if it's a distraction, turn social media off altogether if you need to,
Yeah.
and just focus on what you're doing and not what other people are doing. I think that can be a huge distraction for people because you're going to start comparing your success to somebody else's success. And there's so many factors that go into that you can't do that.
Yeah.
So that would be a big one for me. Time management is another big one, and just staying focused, having boundaries with your time. I mean, we've really given up a lot of things that are precious to us. And I think it's for a season of life. I don't think it's going to be like this forever. But we've made huge sacrifices with our time, even within our own relationship with my husband and I. And we're constantly checking in with each other. Like, it's really crazy. Like, big things will happen, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you that because life is so busy right now.
Yeah.
But just trying to check in and stay connected. Yeah, huge sacrifice with our money, our finances. You're kind of putting some things on the line and working it to see if it's gonna pay out. And just know what you're okay with and what you're not okay with.
Yeah.
So
What's the most rewarding part of it all?
it's our customers.
Yeah.
Honestly, at the end of the day, it's our customers and how much I really feel like going back to what I was talking about earlier with the connection of the chronic disease and then trying to figure out what the root is, I feel like that has transferred over into this business, my nursing career. I
Wow.
constantly get asked about, like, I have sensitive skin. What should I do about this? Or my cousin has this problem. What do you recommend for that? So that part has really been inspiring to me, actually, to keep formulating new things. And I love mixing our scents are what draw people in at our in-person markets. And it's so fun. People walk by and they're like, it smells so amazing in here. And we at Dandelion Naturals, we formulate our own blends. They're unique to us, and that's exciting. And I also love to name our products, and people comment on that all the time
Uh-huh.
too. It's just fun. Like we have a bar of soap right now called Smells Like Sunshine. And people
Yes.
will pick it up at markets and they'll smell it and they'll be like, and I'll hear them talking. They're like, it really does smell like sunshine. So those are things that drive me and keep me motivated and moving forward.
That's awesome. And you mentioned like early on you hired a copywriter to help write that. That's challenging when you're selling something that smells and you have to sell it online.
Yes. Yes. And that's why I think folks have asked us since we purchased our building and they see, okay, now you're going to have retail. They're like, are you guys going to still do markets? And I think we have some things to figure out going into 2025 because I can't continue doing all the markets and managing
Mm.
a retail store. But I do see Dandelion Naturals still in the market scene. It's just I don't know who's going to be there. But because of that smelling piece, people love to smell our products and touch them and feel them and talk to us. And I think our retail space is also going to help with that with our local community too. So
Absolutely. So fun. Okay. Well, what's next for you?
Oh, just get through the holiday season. It kind of crept up on me this year. I feel like we're still getting caught up from moving because I
Wow.
kind of had like, we'd scaled back a little bit on production so that we didn't have so much to move. So we spent the first few months here just scaling back up on production and making sure that we could get through the holiday season. But we've hired a designer. She's sent designs back for our retail space and just focusing on getting that put together. We would love to be open by spring, but I don't know exactly when we're going to be open, but I think that's our next big focus. We own the property next to our building.
Okay.
It's just a naked lot.
Green
And
space.
yeah. So we're like dreaming about what that could be. My husband and I love to dream about the future. So I don't know. More to come on what that'll all be.
I love it. Okay. Well, how do people find you online, on social media?
Yeah, great question. So you can find us. Our website is dandelionnaturals.com. And then on socials, we're very active on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram is dandelion.naturals. And on Facebook, it's just Dandelion Naturals. And I think, is that everything? We're on Pinterest and all those things, but we're the most active on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, great. Well, we will link to that in the show notes. Anything else you want to share before we sign off?
I just love what you're doing. I'm just so glad that you contacted me.
Thank you.
I tell customers all the time where we live, and actually, I tell them we're in the Rochester area because they don't probably recognize or know where Hayfield, Minnesota is. And I always say, I say small town revival. So when you contacted me, I got goosebumps because I'm like, oh my gosh, we have a cheerleader.
Yes.
It's awesome. So
Yes.
thank you for what you're doing.
Absolutely. And I have to say, Hayfield, when I saw that, I was like, what a cool name for a town.
Yes.
That's probably the farm girl in me, but yeah.
Yes.
I love it.
It's a great town to live, and to raise our daughter. So
Okay, well, keep us posted on when the storefront opens, and we'll be sure to keep all of you listeners informed about that too. So,
awesome.
Michelle, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, wow. What an incredible story. It's really mind-blowing how quickly this business has grown, and I couldn't be happier for Michelle and her family. It's going to be fun to see this new building come to life as a storefront too, so be sure to go give Dandelion Naturals a follow to see this come together. And if you're looking for a great Christmas gift, Dandelion Naturals has so many great all-natural gifts, which, by the way, you'll find on our Rule Makers and Creators gift list. Check out the show notes for the link or go to our website for more. Huge thanks to Michelle for being on the podcast, and thanks to you for tuning in. Have a great day, everybody.